Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The Performance Motorsports Truck Series fires things off in the tricky 225 right here from Pocono Raceway, the home of Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad you could all join us here tonight. What an amazing day of racing we've seen already. Here tonight, both out of the Cup cars as well as these trucks that are getting ready to put on the show here tonight. 90 laps around the tricky triangle, and drivers going to put their skills to the test. 3 of our previous 5 race winners are in the field here tonight, so 3 drivers going to look for that coveted second win next to their name. Qualifying already underway, so what do you say? We get rid of that track information and begin to drop some of those qualifying times over to the left-hand side of your screen as drivers begin to lay down these fast times. Here are the Airs High Racing Paints qualifying session. But first, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. We spoke about trackside, so now let's head trackside and bring a little bit of that timing and scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. Gonna let a handful of more drivers fill in that scoring pylon. Large field here tonight, over 25 trucks gonna tackle the tricky triangle and see who can walk away with the checkered flag. But for the moment, top of the speed charts, quick time belongs to the 21 of Todd Cray. No surprise there, Cray gonna lay down a 54.45. As the music fades in the background, time going to continue to tick off of the stopwatch. Less than 2 minutes for these drivers to try to dethrone Gray at the top of the speed charts. Tell you what, let's attempt to get a good one over there. There you can see the left-hand side of your screen. Gray still top of the speed charts. Teammate right behind him, Justin Gand, last week's race winner at Iowa. Much different race here tonight. It's going to be a little different at the front now. Tommy Haynes going to take over that top spot. Quick time now belongs to Haynes, 54:52. 21 drivers, 21 drivers on the speed charts. It looks to be about 30 truck drivers in the field here tonight. A handful of them still trying to squeeze in that time lap here in the Ayers iRacing Paints qualifying session. Who's going to walk away with the latest pole position? McMillan Sr. going to slot in just outside of the top 10. John Wimbish still on his flying lap. Shane Bliss, Cody Libstra, Daniel Krim yet to put in their time lap. Brian Wasserman, Brian Hitz, Willie Nelson not laying down a qualifying time. The 25 looks like he's going to start from the rear of the field. And with just a handful of seconds left, it doesn't look like anybody's going to do it. Walking away with the pole position here tonight. Behind the wheel of that number 17 Toyota Tundra, Tommy Haynes will take the Ayers iRacing Pole Award. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Get things set up and ready to go for your starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
In backtrack side, high above as drivers get the signal to bring the engines to life. And as you hear those familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by Admin Box, right here with the Performance Motorsports Trunk Series. Starting inside row number 1, snatching the Air's Eye Racing Paints Pole Award tonight, the 17 machine of Tommy Haynes. Just to his outside, fast as always behind the wheel of that number 21, powered by Nitro Rich DPC, Todd Cray. Justin Gand, last week's race winner at Iowa, going to line up in third with Bailey Dutton right beside him. Back in row number 3 tonight, Harrison Mitchell and Darren Clippett. Dalton Fredericks, Jerry Cochran. The 72 will start outside row number 4. Row number 5 here tonight, the tricky 225, the 38 of Hunter Collier, followed by the 9 of Mike Rominger. Gary May, John McMillan Sr. round out row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight. Inside the 14, Lee Campbell with Gary Wells just to his outside. Wimbish and Daly back in row 8. Row number 9, Brinson Hunt and Casey Salwich. Todd McGregor and Nate Orlowski round out your top 20. Jerry Cochran Jr. and Shane Bliss back in row 11. The field goes even deeper. We'll run down the rest of the running order as we head through turns 3. We're ready to roll and hit the gas. Wait for it, and we'll get that starting lineup out your way because the green flag is ready to fly. And green flag for the first time here tonight as Todd Cray gets a great jump on the outside. Cray with a great jump on the outside. He's going to look to lead down into turn number 1. He's going to do so. Great push on the high side. And that 26 of Bailey Dutton going to help Todd Cray advance to that top spot. Dutton now going to take over the second position. Pole sitter Tommy Haynes going to have to try to slot in third. Darren Clement going to lead just enough. A lot of racing action here from Pocono Raceway. Big field here tonight. A lot going on. Daly going to get by Wells for 17th. Libstruer by Wasserman for 27th. Daniel Corey and Casey Duncan going at it for 25th as the race leaders begin to go single file. Lap number 1 behind us. We'll drop that timing and scoring over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver here tonight. Let's back it up if we can. Long string of trunks coming out of turn number 1 down the long palm straightaway into turn number 2. Only 8 degrees of banking in turn number 2. That's not a lot for these trunks to lean on. And there it is, trouble in turn number 2. We've got a caution. Looks like Lee Campbell turned around backwards into the outside wall. Let's take this back. Let's see what happened. Let's go check the replay. Just fighting over real estate. I believe that's going to be the 98 of Brinson Hunt. Also caught up here with this 14 of Lee Campbell. We'll take one more look. Do we got the drone cam on that one? It looks like we're getting a thumbs up. Let's go high above with the turn 3 drone cam, and there it is. Yeah, just up the racetrack a little bit. The 14 get a catch the front end of the 98. Get turned into the outside wall, and that's going to do it. Caution number 1 going to fly early here tonight from Pocono Raceway. So that was the Trumbull. We'll head back out front with race leader Todd Cray. Snatch that top spot away with a great jump. Coming to the green flag. Race officials have looked at the start of the race and deemed everything good. So Cray able to keep the position for the time being. Bailey Dutton very quick. Right behind him, Tommy Haynes back to third. Justin Gant going to drop one spot into fourth. Darren Clement picking up one into fifth. So we're going to address the elephant in the room if we can. We're going to get it out of the way early, right? Todd Cray, some fantastic runs. We've seen Cray at the top of the speed charts. We've seen Cray at the top of the running order. But trouble has seemed to find a way into that 21st camp. It seems the past handful of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, if we will. Cray running well, in a position to finish well, and just catastrophe, disaster seems to strike that 21. Is tonight the night that he puts it all together and turns his season around? Cray, one of those previous champions, tried true, proven veteran of the series, finds himself on the outside of the top 10 in the point standings. Outside of your top 10, Todd Cray. Who would have thought, right? Well, think no more. This season, with the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, has proven to be tough for Todd. Will he get to victory lane tonight? Long way to go before we give him that one, but out front, right where he needs to be. We'll see if tonight isn't the night that 21 can turn things around. Justin Gant, who's back in fourth, the driver of this 30 machine, had a great race behind the wheel of that Bucky's number 30 last week at Iowa Speedway, the e-ethanol 150. Trouble with his teammate, and he lucked up in it, I'll say. Trouble with Cray and inheriting the race lead once again. Never looked back from there. Finally broke through and got to victory lane, but he sits just inside of the top 10. We've only got a handful of weeks left before we start the playoff run. Race number 6 here tonight, only 10 regular season races, so drivers have got to put it on here in these next few weeks and really solidify their chances at a championship, because we got a big unknown coming up in 2 weeks. We're going to hit Lucas Oil Raceway next week, another short track evening, which beating and banging to go down for sure. We're going to have a different beating and banging after that. We're heading to Talladega Super Speedway. So a lot can go on and a lot can happen at Talladega. A lot of drivers put an X through that week, treating this regular season as a 9-week season to make it into the top 16, to have a shot, to have that opportunity to run for a championship. A lot of points on the line tonight. Tommy Haynes going to pick up a couple, walking away with the Ayers High Racing Paints Pole Award. But out front, showing the way, Todd Cray will bring us back to the green flag. Want to give a big apology. Let's get this out the way early. Just crossed my mind. Technical issues plagued the end of last week's race for the Swift Motorsports Ayers High Racing Paints Cup Series. Unfortunate circumstances took place, and we had to revitalize the good old PC here. So we do apologize for all the problems, issues last week, but we've got it all fixed, got it all worked out, and we're going to get ready to work this thing out as drivers enter the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies once again. The drivers fanning out 2-3 wide on this wide open entry to turn number 1. Bray able to keep himself out front. Bailey Dutton right there all over his rear deck lid, looking just to the inside, going to offset just a little bit. Keep some clean air on the front end of that Toyota Tundra. In trouble out of turn 1, we've got issues. More trouble here tonight. Looks like Nate Orlovsky going to have some issues. So Orlovsky with trouble, trying to get that one queued up for you. Looks like we're getting a thumbs up. Let's go see what happened on the replay. And there it is, the 29 going to come off the nose. I believe that is Larry Bowling. Orlovsky going to come off the nose of him. We're going to try to take one more look here. Yes, that's the 69. 22 to the high side. Going to catch a piece of this action. Oh, and that's the hit right there. The hit on that rear deck lid. That very well may do it for the night of Orlovsky. So back under caution once again early here tonight from Pocono Raceway. While we've got some time, we talked about those point standings. Let's have a little look at how things shaped up coming into tonight's race. And there you can see Carter Casey, a points leader coming into tonight's race. He's going to leave out of the race week here at Pocono. No longer your points leader. Carter Casey not in the field with us here tonight. So he's going to drop from that top spot. How deep in the field is really depending on how these next handful of drivers run. Dalton Fredericks inside of the top 5. He looks to be having a good night here tonight so far. Hunter Collier back in 7th. 3rd overall on the point standings. Bailey Dutton right there sitting at 4th. He's sitting in 2nd on the racetrack. And you can see down through the point standings, a couple drivers knotted up with each other, a couple positions within 1 or 2 points of each other, 6th, 7th, 8th, all right there with each other. Take a look at Gary Wells and David Durant Jr., both tied with 146 points apiece. David Durant not in the field here tonight, so the 24 truck will fall in the point standings along with Carter Casey. There it is again, Todd Cray outside of the championship 16. 5 races in the bag, only 5 to go, and Cray is not in a secure position for a championship run just yet. Willie Nelson right there, the 25 truck, having a pretty decent go here tonight. Nelson up 13 positions from where he qualified, now knocking on the door of a top 10, so that's going to help his points opportunities as well. So a lot on the line here tonight. I know it's early. You can see the rest of the point standings run down. Looks a little something like that. Stephen Harris Jr. looking to have a good night tonight and make his way up through the running order. So that's how things look after 5 weeks. We're going to revisit these point standings and really start queuing in around those final few positions from about 13th, 14th, all the way to about 17th, 18th. Cutoff's going to start to become more clear. These drivers are going to begin to separate themselves a little bit more. Another good top 5 finish should secure Fredericks, Collier, and Dutton's opportunities to run for a championship. They're almost at that point of being out of reach of falling outside of the top 16. So again, tonight at the Tricky Triangle, the Tricky 225 for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. There's a lot going on, points-wise, a lot going on the track, a lot going on in the pits. Pit road, very long pit road. If you have a mistake on pit road, it is going to cost you a ton of track time. We'll see which one of these crews can keep it clean. Good to see which one of these drivers has the cleanest restart. Todd Craig going to elect the outside lane for this latest restart. Button to his inside. That's going to put Gannon Hayes back in row 2. Fredrickson Mitchell back in row 3. Row number 4 for this restart. Mike Rominger and Hunter Collier. Gary May, Todd McGregor. Round out your top 10. Good to see Cousin Jess checking in with us as always, rooting on for Todd Craig. Jess, how you doing tonight? Hope you're feeling good. Hope all the audios as far as the voice and of course these amazing machines out there on track. Hopefully everything in line with the reset. Gonna have to tweak things for the next few evenings, I believe, but as always, you know, we're gonna work hard to get everything right, everything back where it should be. Todd Craig looking to get back where he should be. That's fighting for a championship. Pace car going to make that left-hand turn. We'll get set to release these drivers once again into the restart zone. We roll, Cray on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Pocono Raceway. Todd Cray easily going to have that top spot. Bailey Button going to take over second without much of a fight there either. As drivers head into turn number 3, back across the stripe for the first time after the restart. Todd Cray looks to walk away. Field spreading out 2-3 wide on this front stretch, heading back down into turn number 1. Biggest bank corner of the track. And that's really what throws crew chiefs for a loop. What really gives the crew chiefs so much trouble is we'll get to the trouble for the crew chiefs as we've got drivers with trouble. Ben Miller, John McMillan Sr. going to have some issues. They're going to go around. Let's go back. Let's check the replay one more time. The Simbox replay. There you can see the 51, bottom of the racetrack. 45 to the middle, up the track. And we've seen this 2 times already. Drivers moving up the racetrack. Not quite clear. And trouble ensues. We'll take one more look at it here. 5 going to scoot on by, but a little bit of contact there, and there is big-time contact for, I believe, that's the Serve Pro machine. I believe that's going to be, there's Larry Poling in the U.S. Army number 69. We'll watch Poling's view here. Trying to get a glimpse of the number on that truck. A handful of drivers going to pick up some damage here. Poling just going to go ahead and call it and stop on the track. So a handful of drivers with those issues. That's going to be the 11 of Casey Duncan, who has some contact. Third caution of the night, going to pick up a few victims. We'll see if your race leaders elect to come to pit road this time around. So as we were saying, about the 3 distinct corners that give the crew chiefs such a problem, right? You got 14 degrees of banking in turn 1. You got quite a bit to lean on. Turn 2, the tunnel turn. You're almost flat out. Very quick corner. 8 degrees of banking. You got something to lean on, but not a whole lot. Even flatter is turn 3. Only 6 degrees of banking. As Cray leads a parade of drivers down pit road, Tommy Haynes going to stay out on the track, regain the top spot. Your pole sitter going to go back into first. But as we're saying again, you have 3 very different banked corners, 3 very different radius corners. So setting up to make your truck good in turns 1 may not help you in 3. We've already pretty much told you. Turn number 2, I don't want to say you mat it and pray, but there's not a ton of lift. You got a light little lift to pitch the car or pitch the truck towards the apex. And when you mat the gas, you're on it. You're not off throttle very long. Even if you're jumping all the way out of the throttle or not, a few of these drivers may be throttle whopping their way into turn number 2. But a very fast, very quick corner. Turn number 3, long sweeping 6-degree bank corner. Not a lot to lean on. Takes a lot of mechanical grip to get around this place. It's just so hard to set the trunk up, or car for that fact. We've seen some trouble in practice out of the Cup Series earlier here tonight from Pocono, as those drivers are trying to shake down the machines and get ready for tomorrow night's event right here from Pocono Raceway. So a handful of drivers trying to learn something that they could possibly use for next week. Some of these guys just looking for race wins. And we've got ourselves a long way to go here tonight. Gonna retake the green flag, lap number 15. So the boss man to flag stand, gonna give him the 1-finger wave. Driver's gonna get double file. We'll let him loose once again here from Pocono Raceway. Double file through the short chute into turn number 3. These drivers roll, or actually, yes, into turn number 3 we roll. Fans in the stands come to their feet as we get ready to unleash the beast. Once again here from Pocono Raceway, drivers double file for the restart. Haynes, your control truck. We're going to get ready to go, and green flag flies once again here from Pocono Raceway. And a big mess behind, Shane Bliss, Darren Clement, Justin Gann going to be caught up involved in this one. Caution number 4 flies here shortly after the restart. Let's go. Check the Simbox replay. Shane Bliss going to be involved in this. 97 with a bit of a checkup. 32, nowhere to go on Darren Clement. Get a catch. Justin Gannon put him into the outside wall. Let's take a look one more time. Let's see if we can't see what happens here. 97 runs up on Larry, pulling on the high side, hits the brakes hard. Big impact. Big impact there from Darren Clement. Let's take a look from Clement's point of view. There it is. Big, tough hit. Onboard camera shot here tonight with Justin Gann. Let's ride with Gann through the trouble. There's the trouble on the high side. Looks to try to get through it. Oh, there it is. Almost made his way through it, but Justin Gann, last week's race winner at Iowa, going to have some problems. He's going to get caught up, involved in this latest incident. 3 to 4 drivers involved in our latest incident here tonight from Pocono Raceway. Caution number 4 will fly on lap number 15. As it looks like one of our cameras having a bit of struggle, so we'll get back trackside. There you can see. Looks like Tommy Haynes having some connection issues. Haynes going to drop deep in the running order now. And you hate to see it, right? We all know we're living in a virtual world here. And things happen, connection losses, packet losses, things of that nature. As we've got a mass exodus from the track. Everybody going to come down pit road. Looks like Collier, May, Rominger. Gonna roll the dice. They're gonna stay out on the racetrack. But it looks like maybe a handful of these drivers having some trouble now. So Hunter Collier will become just our third different race leader here tonight. The driver behind the Peak Racing, number 38, Chevy Silverado. He's got some Chevy buddies behind him. Gary May, Mike Rominger going to round out those podium spots. Dalton Fredericks, first man off of pit road. And that number 20 machine, you can see him back there, lurking in the background. Jerry Cochran, Daniel Krim, Willie Nelson, Casey Salwich, Gary Wells, Todd Craig to round out your top 10. So no kissing and hugging here tonight from the honeymoon capital of the United States. That's right, you heard it right, Pocono. The honeymoon capital of the United States. And well, if you don't know, famous heart-shaped tubs at a lot of the honeymoon suites here in the Pocono Mountain area. Beautiful scenery around this track. Wonderful golf course not too far away either. So if you're planning to make a trip, I suggest you hit Pocono Raceway. One of the best racing experiences I've gotten to enjoy with a handful of the Turn 3 guys and some of our Turn 3 supporters and fans and some of the racers that we have across the multiple different leagues meeting up here at Pocono for the past 3 years now. Roger, our good buddy Muth in the booth, he's got all the analytics. He'd let us know. But again, just an amazing facility, an amazing track, racing all weekend long. They've got it all from ARCA all the way through the Cup Series that weekend. So if you're looking for some place to hang your head and to watch some great racing all day long, look no further than right here. Looks like a handful of more drivers going to have some issues. This is starting to be a war of attrition, really. Looking to see what's going on here. looks like pace car light's going to stay back on. A handful of the drivers look like they may be losing connection, so a lot of trolls here tonight at Pocono Raceway for a handful of drivers. All right, so drivers got to regroup here. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go, and continue here from Pocono Raceway. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. It'll be our back track side, but a quick storm rolling by the track put us under a lightning delay. We had to leave the booth coming into you remote here from a safe location at the track. We're going to have to wait just a brief moment before we can get these drivers back to the cars, back on track. So we do apologize for the wait. But there's some procedures and protocols you're just not willing to risk drivers getting hurt from a pop-up thunderstorm. And anybody that knows the Pocono Mountains area knows how these things can kind of pop up on you from time to time. So we will continue the coverage here shortly. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Unfortunately enough, those thunderstorms never made their way to the track, but the lightning in the area did put us in a bit of a delay for a moment. We do apologize to everybody out there watching, but we do want to thank you all for sticking with us here tonight for the Tricky 225. And speaking of tricky, it's been a little tricky for everybody here tonight. A handful of drivers having issues. They're going to get to hit that reset button, reload, and rerun this thing. We're going to do it with 75 laps remaining when we take the green flag. Looks like drivers are rolling once again from the front stretch, so let's rejoin these drivers. There you can see them all lined up. Justin Gann going to get the opportunity to lead us back to the green flag here tonight. Bailey Dutton just to his outside. Todd Quray, Mike Rominger in row 2. Harrison Mitchell, Dalton Fredericks back in row number 3 and row number 4 here tonight. Will be Tommy Haynes and Lee Campbell. Darren Clement, John Wimbish going to round out your top 10. So an interesting precedent here tonight from Pocono with that lightning delay. Swift admins and race officials allowing a handful of drivers to pull out the backup trucks. Those drivers that already had issues have the opportunity to ride again. And we'll see if any of them really use this opportunity to their advantage. Fans in the stands ready to roll once again into the restart zone. We go. Pace car makes that left-hand turn. On the gas once again. Justin Gann brings us back to green. Oh, trouble with the outside wall. Looks like Mike Rominger going to catch a piece of the outside wall in that Chevy Accessories number 9 machine. Again, able to get Out to a good jump, but reeling him back in. Oh, trouble into turn 2. Trouble on the track. Trouble on the track as we've got a handful of drivers caught up in this one. Daniel Krim, John Wimbish going to be involved. Brinson Hunt going to catch a piece of the action. Let's go. Back to the replay, high above with the turn 3 drone cam. See Darren Clement down on the bottom of the racetrack, 2-3 wide. Not enough clearance. The 98 going to come up the track, clip the nose of Wimbish in a parking lot on the backstretch. Parking lot on the backstretch after the misjudgment there. Let's go on board here with that 98 of Hunt, and there it is. Round he goes. You see the carnage, chaos, damage going on around them. So a lot of trouble now here early after the restart from the lightning brink. Handful of drivers going to be tossed on the pit road with this one. Looks like John Wimbish, Daniel Krim, Willie Nelson, Brinson Hunt, Gary May, Casey Sawich, Larry Bowling, Brian Wasserman, Ben Miller, Casey Duncan. All going to catch a little piece of the action here. Eight truck drivers involved. And this latest caution, and that's a big one. It's a big one on a restart. A lot of drivers fighting for real estate through turn 1. Tough break for a spotter, really, coming out of turn 1 as well. You're at a little bit of a disadvantage. You can call them clear, but they might need another foot or two, and I think that was the issue right there. You seen the contact between the 56 and the 98 and just trouble from there. So we find ourselves back under caution quickly after the lightning delay here from Pocono Raceway. The tricky triangle proven to be just that for a handful of drivers. We've seen 4 cautions before the storm thundered by. 1 caution since, so we're working on caution number 5. As the boss man in the flag stand, gonna give our good buddy Skylar Grayson behind the wheel of that iRacing pace car here tonight. Skylar getting the opportunity to ride around the tricky triangle. New York native, gonna make a short trip over here to Pocono, have a little bit of fun. The boss man gonna tell him turn off those pace car lights. He's gonna get the job done, keeping the field at a crisp 75 miles an hour. And we're gonna get ready to refire. get this thing cooking. Once again, want to give a big shout out to all of the sponsors across the board here with the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. Big shout out to Ayers Racing Paints coming back on board, sponsoring the qualifying sessions here with the Truck Series. As always, all the admins, owners, and officials here with Swift Motorsports, one of the top-notch leagues that you can have the opportunity to race with here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. So a big shout out to iRacing as well. Got some great tracks and cars being released here shortly. Let's not forget about the best beef jerky you can find. That's right, Beef Jerky Unlimited. You can find them at beefjerkyunlimited.com. They got something for every taste on the palate, whether you like the sweet or the heat. They've got it all. Beef jerky, chicken jerky, turkey jerky, even got some manganero pork jerky. Put your hands on some of that if you want a real special treat. So big shout out to all of those sponsors. We'll continue to shout out everybody that makes it work, and back to work we roll. On the gas and green flag flies once again here from Pocono. Field making its way down the backstretch. We'll take a look on board here with Mike Rominger as he's fighting for that third position. A little further back in the pack, you can find Gary Wells behind the wheel of his Fast Ford F-150. Wells knocking on the door of a top 10, so some great camera shots out here. We didn't have the opportunity to get to these just yet, but we're going to bring you some of the action from around the track as drivers spread out. This latest restart, we'll get across the line, put one lap behind us, it will drop. That timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Oh, into the outside wall. Into the outside wall was Brian Hicks. He's going to catch a little bit of damage off of that. So it looks like single file racing for the most of the part through the field. We're going to jump around just a little bit as Bailey Dutton has challenged for the top spot, looking to grab the top spot away and become our fourth different race leader of the night. Bailey Dutton looking to the inside. He's going to grab that spot. Todd Gray now to the inside of the Bucky's number 30 Ford F-150, piloted by Justin Gann. Rominger still waiting in the wings. Here comes Darren Clement. He's going to back it down to the bottom. Inside of turn 3, bold move here, looking for a crossover as Fredericks, but the 38 truck to his inside, not going to be able to make the move. Dutton will lead at the line. Oh, we got big hit in the back. Oh my gosh. Daniel Krim with a huge hit. We're going to take a look here. Let's see if we can see what happened. Overcorrected coming out of turn number 3, and just a heavy hit to the inside. You can hear the engine expiring there. We're going to say green flag racing, though race officials not throwing that caution flag. Debris off of the racing line, so we're going to keep this thing fired up. Green flag racing here. Lap number 70 and 75 remaining in tonight's tricky 2:25. Todd Gray hunts the race lead. Top 15 still in one giant pack as they work their way off of turn number 1 down the Long Pond straightaway, heading to turn number 2, passing by the campsite. And one of our good buddies got a great campsite right here. Exit of turn number 2. Want to give Ryan a big shout out. We're going to keep Ryan's last name out of this one, but a big shout out to Ryan. Hope everything in the RC world is going good for you. Some of these drivers here tonight looking at almost into the outside wall. You can see just how many of these trucks are flirting with disaster on the razor's edge, trying to carry that momentum out of turn number 3. Handful of drivers will scrape the outside wall, and a handful of drivers within, I would say, about a paper's width of contact. So drivers going to make their way back into turn number 2. Coming right at you, right into your living room screen. Cell phones, if you're watching on your cell phone. Maybe you're on your computer or tablet, but we do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. Battle for the race lead. Once again, here comes Todd Gray to the bottom. We're able to move his Silverado to the bottom of the racetrack. Make the pass, slide back to the top out of turn number 3. Back across the stripe. Back to the pole. Darren Clement, only driver stepping out of line, looking for a position, looking to find his way through. Nowhere to go for the time being. He's going to push the envelope heading through turn number 2, the tunnel turn. One of those tricky corners you got to be careful about. You got to watch yourselves. As up close and personal, once again, back on board with a handful of drivers. Let's take a look on board inside the cockpit. With the man behind the wheel putting in work. With that 58 truck, Harrison Mitchell going to run in 6th. How about John Wimbish involved early here tonight? Wimbish going to try to cover sitting inside of the top 15 as they go right now. So Wimbish, damage control, still doing a pretty decent job out there tonight. We're going to jump back around the track and back outside the trucks. So, quick caution on lap number 2 after the restart. Been green flag racing for about 9 laps now. Top 12 elected to stay out under that caution. Gary Wells, first driver in line with more fuel. We got some more tires on a handful of guys back through the field. Outside of that top 10. So Pocono, one of those big tracks, right, where you have fuel mileage. We haven't spoke about it, right? We haven't said much about it. But we all know fuel mileage can play a huge factor here at Pocono. We've seen it play a factor in all forms of racing here at Pocono, whether it be the ARCA Series all the way through Cup. You can even include those open-wheel Indy machines that visited Pocono. Even they would end up in a fuel mileage race from time to time. So this track does lend its hand to some very differing strategies and opportunities for these crew chiefs and drivers. We'll see how they tackle the track here tonight. For the moment, Todd Gray still shows the way. 0.3 of a second advantage over Bailey Dutton. Mike Romanek are going to move to 3rd now as Justin Gann going to slide back in 4th. Darren Clement picks up 2 positions, and Clement rounds out your top 5. Casey Duncan going to get by Casey Sawich for that 18th position. Daly going to go by Krim for 26th. We're looking at, I would say, at least 2 pit stops to make it to the end of the race here tonight. We'll see if that holds true. Your top 2 beginning to separate themselves. Interesting to see Gray and Dutton able to somewhat work with each other and push themselves out to almost a 1-second advantage over third place runner Mike Rominger. So we got drivers checking up. And this pack right here, you can see that 58 jumping out of line. Harrison Mitchell jumping out of line just a little bit right in front of previous race winner Dalton Fredericks. 38 of Hunter Collier right behind him. Tommy Haynes, your pole sitter tonight. Going to work his way back inside of the top 5, running in the 9th position for the time being. Jared Cochran going to sit behind him in 10th. So things starting to sort themselves out throughout this field. Looks like they're intent to pick and choose their passes, be a little more methodical here after the longer green flag run. Justin Gann going to defend the bottom of the racetrack, but that's going to open up the door on the high side for that momentum to prevail. The Busch Mobile 1. 32 of Darren Clemmy going to take that spot away. Let's transition right here to this battle. In the shut door of that 58 machine. Dalton Frederick still all over him. With a great run through the center off of turn number 1, unable to do anything with the run, peeking out to the left just a little down the long pond straightaway. There he goes, the 20 going to look to the inside. A little bit of a twitch going to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to hurt his opportunities. He'll pull even contact. Ooh, boy, Fredericks almost throws it away. With 3 out of your 5 previous race winners in the field here tonight, they run 5th, 6th, 7th on the track. Your top 4 still looking to break through, still looking to get to victory lane for the first time this season. And again, we mentioned it earlier, Todd Gray, one of those surprise stories of the season. We've seen Gray have a ton of speed. We've seen him lead a ton of laps. We've seen him have fast laps. We've seen him have a pole position, but just unable to put it all together. And that was the theme for his teammate last week, Justin Gann. Finally able to put a complete race together. And Gann captured the checkered flag in the E90 Ethanol 150 from Iowa. The Speedway last week. See if he can reproduce the magic here tonight at the Tricky Triangle, or if he's going to have to look forward to next week's short track showdown at Lucas Oil Raceway. That's going to be a barn burner of an event, I can assure you of that. Things clicking off quickly here at the Tricky Triangle and the Tricky 225 for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, powered by Airzai Racing Paints, backed by Swift. And for the drivers back to pit road, Shane Bliss to pit road. John Wimbish brings his tied 56 to pit lane as well. So Dalton Fredericks continues that push to the front, continues to try to work his way by Harrison Mitchell on the outside. He's going to have the nose of an advantage across the line, be listed in that 6th position. Should have a clear lap traffic down on the bottom of the racetrack. A little bit close there. Stalls the run out from Fredericks as Harrison Mitchell going to keep it to the high side, and he'll regain that 6th position. So again, back to our sponsors. Want to make sure we show them all enough love out there tonight left off with Beef Jerky Unlimited. If you're in the market for some great beef jerky, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Tommy and the crew up there at Beef Jerky Unlimited producing a phenomenal product. You can check them out at beefjerkyunlimited.com. Remember, turn 5 with a discount code. Receive a little bit off on your next order at Beef Jerky Unlimited. I'll give a big shout out to Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. That's right, DaleEarnhardtChevy.com. You can head on over to the lot right there located in Newton, North Carolina, the original Intimidator spot. They've got great deals, great cars. I love my Trailblazer sitting out front. That's right, 2023 Trailblazer, all blacked out, sitting in the driveway. Couldn't be happier with that purchase. So again, big shout out to Tommy and all the guys there at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. As Todd Cray, Bailey Dutton both going to make their way to pit road. Who else comes? Justin Gann, Dalton Fredericks going to stay out on the track. Fredericks will become your new race leader. So if you can't make it to the lot, you can stop on by on the web. That's DaleEarnhardtChevy.com. Don't forget about the great souvenir shop. Original, authentic Intimidator gear over there in the souvenir shop. So don't forget to hit that up on your way to Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. Back as always, once again, Butt Kicker. Their haptic transducers will produce the power you need to feel every bump, every jolt, every jar behind the wheel of your sim rig. The future is feeling with Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Not missing pit road this time by Fredericks. Campbell Wells all going to make their way down pit lane. That's going to turn the race lead over into the hands of this man who's going to call it short. He's going to come to pit road. McMillan Sr., Orlovsky, Duncan, Stephen Ayers Jr., Brian Hitz going to be the next driver in line. He's just now making his way through turn 3. And it looks like he is going to come right down pit road. Bailey Dutton should assume the race lead, and here comes Dutton coming out of turn number 3. He's going to cross the stripe and catapult himself all the way up into that second position. Larry Poling electing to stay out on the track to lead a lap here tonight. Poling sitting in good position now. Going to pick up a point for leading a lap, and he's got himself just over 4.5 seconds. Now in front of Bailey Dutton. Big shout out as well to Out of Work RP over there on the 5M side of things. If you like GTA, you like GTA Online, you're looking for a great role-playing server, look no further. Find your new home at Out of Work RP. So as Poling comes to pit road, that's going to complete the round of green flag pit stops. Bailey Dutton back to the top of the speed charts, back to the top of the podium position. Lap number 23 going to go on the board. 3/4 of a second advantage over Rominger. Darren Clement back in third. Jerry Cochran in fourth. And Justin Gann rounds out your top 5. This is where we would typically say thank you for tuning in here tonight. Don't forget to show these drivers the love and appreciation or drop them that thumbs up. It's not about just the content and racing here tonight. It's about week in, week out, the product they provide and the adrenaline action that lay down each and every Monday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you haven't already, you're watching us here tonight. Over 20 laps of green flag action behind us already. Go ahead, drop these drivers that thumbs up. We would typically say, join us into that push for 3,000, but you, the fans, have made it happen. Big shout out to each and every one of you that have made this realms of possibility. The dream is now the reality. Over 3,000 subscribers with us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. That happening over the course of this weekend. So, again, we set a milestone, and you, the fans, help us get there. We would not be anything if it wasn't for you guys out there watching in TV land, supporting your favorite drivers, leagues, and series. So again, give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourselves a thumbs up if you can. I don't know if that's a thing or not anymore. A pat on the back, whatever it may be. And we can appreciate it more. So for myself, David Cave, who has been with the Turn 3 for quite a while. Great to see this milestone surpassed. It's all because of you. Again, we can't thank you enough for all of the support throughout the weeks, from the many different broadcasters, the many different series that we have here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I believe the boss man may be coming up with something, cooking up something in the lab what's the word? Commemorate? Is that the right word? I believe it is. The milestone. Yeah, that post should be coming to you here in the next handful of days. So again, couldn't be more thankful than what I am already. But again, let's push this further. Let's see if we can hit that 4K mark. Let's see if we can get there. I know we can with the help from our fans, some of the most devoted, devout fans around. And again, and none of this would have been possible without you. So let's change that to 4K. Show these drivers the love. Give them the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David the K, or anybody else back at the headquarters, again, we appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So here we are. Somewhat close, about 10 laps or so away from the halfway point. Drivers to pit road. About 21 laps into a fuel run. So you do the math. That's going to get him to about lap 63. With a short stint at the end. Will any of these crews, will any of the crew chiefs look at it and say, let's change this up. Let's see if we can short pit this thing. Let's do our short stint now, or our short stint next. Trying to catch these guys a little bit off guard. Get the fuel, get the tires, try to run this thing out to the end, because I got a sneaky suspicion there may be a handful of these guys building tires for that final one can stop the fuel. A lot of speculation. But with this being the home of the Turn 3 Racing Network, a lot of laps, a lot of races, and it's all going to go out the window. Strategy going to go all out the window. Things going to change up now. Trouble on the track. Caution number 2 going to fly after lightning delay. That's going to be caution 6 on the evening. And waiting for word, and it looks like getting the thumbs up. Let's go check the replay. What happened to Casey Salvage? 27, there you can see him on the high side of the racetrack. Contact outside. Oh my gosh. Big hit. Contact outside wall, back across the track. Hard impact. We're going to take one more look, and oh, there it is. Big, heavy impact, all but rips the front end off. We're going to ride high above one more time here. There's the contact, and there's the trouble. Yeah, that'll do it. You rip the front clip off, that's definitely going to put us under caution. Casey will fall deep through the field now with his trouble. Looks like he may finish outside of the top 25, so a tough run here tonight. Sawich in the 27 Chevy Silverado. That puts these drivers just about halfway on the fuel run. So from here, things can get pretty interesting. All right, pit road opens up. To come down now, they're going to be able to carry a 20-lap run to about lap 50. Still going to be, I believe, 5 to 6 laps short. And there it is, yeah. Mass exodus from the track. Everybody going to come to pit road. So as drivers come for service and fuel, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live here from Pocono Raceway. And back trackside here from Pocono Raceway. The new race leader, Ben Miller, gonna stay out on the track. He's not gonna come to pit road just yet. He's not gonna give up his strategy as of yet. And I don't know if I like the call, right? If this thing goes green, if we see another 30 laps of green flag racing, Miller going to be at a huge disadvantage. He's going to give up a ton of time coming to pit road under green flag conditions. So I like the idea to try to switch things up. Just not sure I want to do it by myself. Drivers behind him going to have, looks to be about 9 lap fresher tires. And here at Pocono, 9 lap fresher tires, definitely going to be an advantage. May not show up very much in 1 and 3. That grip is definitely going to show up through the tunnel turn. So we'll see how it goes. Miller going to have the benefit of being the control car for the restart. So he should lead the field into turn 1 without any problem. Bossman at flag stand gave the one finger wave. Everybody Skyler Racing going to take that Bates car back down pit road. There's time by. Right at the halfway point. I don't know. Even from here, if drivers can go 20 laps, that's going to be 51. Another 20, that's 71. That's at least 3 to 4 laps short. I don't know. We may see a lot of fuel saving out of a lot of guys. Can't save on the restart, and we roll to the Geico restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Pocono Raceway. Everybody chasing after Ben Miller. Dalton Frederick's going to have a good start. Miller unable to clear him into turn number 1. They'll go side by side. Outside lane gonna freight train. That inside lane being managed by Ben Miller, just like that. He's gonna head deep in the running order now. Miller, bottom 3 wide, heading into 2. They're gonna sort it out, but Miller gonna continue to fall like a rock now from 1st to 15th and a half a lap. Dalton Fredericks out front, showing the way. He's got Bailey Dutton right behind him. Looking now to the inside. Dutton, the Assassin's Motorsports driver, looking for the race lead, looking to get back to the front once again. Side-by-side track race to turn 1. Take a look off of the tail end of Dalton Fredericks, back at a hungry group of drivers. Fredericks on the high side. Dutton has been able to make the pass. Still on the inside lane. We got drivers jockeying for position behind as we head through the field. Gonna take a look off the 21 of Todd Crane. There we can see Tommy Haynes, Jerry Cochran III, Cody Lipster, Nate Orlovsky, John Wimbish, and John McMillan Sr. rounding out your top 2. Top 10, not your top 2. That's a lot of trucks to be top 2. Oh, into the outside wall goes Tommy Haynes. Struggling a little bit right now. Madison Gray having a little bit of struggles on that inside lane right now. Looking for a way to get back to the top. There he goes. Back into the right behind Rominger. Now going to look to the high side off of the corner exit. Rominger wisely covers that up. Justin Gann looking to push that peak. Racing number 38. Around Mike Rominger. No, around, I believe it's Gary Wells. Rominger behind him, looking to the inside of him on Gann now. Gary Wells and Hunter Collier are going at it for first. Clement going to go by Fredericks for second. Darren Clement looking to work that position over, fighting back. There's Dalton Fredericks, and he's going to reclaim the second spot. Meanwhile, Bailey Dutton opens it up to a 1 second advantage. A little bit of a hornet's nest sitting back right here around that 7th, 8th, 9th position. Hunter Collier, Todd Gray, Mike Rominger, Jerry Cochran, third, all going at it now. For position on the track, working their way off of the corner exit, almost into the outside wall. Collier in the 38th going to have some problems. Todd Crane looking to pick up the pace and recover here. Crane was battling for the top spot. Oh, big issues for the 9. Ooh, trouble. Gary Wells in the 9. Mike Rominger going to have a little bit argument over space. Todd Craig. Oh, and there it is. Another driver looking to clear themselves, but the gap just wasn't there. That could have ended up way worse than what we seen it. Not quite so sure how those drivers made it through, but they all made it through. Multiple laps now after the restart, so let's drop that timing and scoring once again to the left-hand side of your screen. Bailey Dutton continuing to open things up at the front. A 1.5 second advantage now. The biggest race lead we've seen all night. Darren Clement running in second as Dalton Fredericks right behind him, but this is where the action is. Hunter Collier, Mike Rominger, Jerry Cochran, Tommy Haynes, Cody Limpster, all right here. Knotted up with each other just off there. Whoa, big move from Haynes. Tommy Haynes going to hit that elevator button. He's going to drive all the way from the top of the racetrack to the bottom. Look for position on that Grayson Jade photography, number 72 truck of Jerry Cochran. Cochran going to pick up a position. He's going to go around the 30 of Richard Collier, pick up that 8th position now. But the trouble is right here. These two drivers, teammates working with each other. They built themselves a little bit of a gap. You can see it right there, 1.3 seconds. Off of the rear deck lid of Todd Cray is Tommy Haynes. This is what Bailey Dutton has been looking for all night. Let's go out here. Out front, race leader. Bailey Dutton almost a 2-second advantage now as we work across the line just over the halfway point, knocking on the door of lap number 40. Just 37 laps remaining here tonight. And Dutton has opened things up to the biggest advantage we've seen all night long. We'll jump around the track, back once again with the battle around that 9th and 10th position. So what do you say we go ahead and give you your mid-race report here tonight for the Tricky 225 at Pocono Raceway. Started with 30 drivers in the field here tonight. We've seen a quick lightning delay and then things back underway. The 30 drivers in the starting grid. We are now down to only 24 still out on the track, but even less on the lead lap. 21 drivers going to be counted on the lead lap. Gary May going to be the last driver listed on the lead lap for Willie Nelson. First driver, 1 lap down in the lucky position to number 25. Looking for a little bit of help. He's looking for a late race caution as we've got 36 to go. Darren Clement now has company because Justin Gann and Todd Cray have worked their way to the back end of that number 1 Busch Light 32 machine. The Bucky's 30 of Justin Gann. Going to work the inside of the racetrack. Almost contact with the outside wall coming off of turn number 1. Gann going to take that second position away, but will it be short-lived? Bit of a slide job through turn 2. That's gonna back him up a little bit. Todd Cray is gonna look to the inside, down to the bottom of the racetrack, and take the position away from Darren Clement, who's gonna fall back 2 spots now in just 1 lap. Clement from 2nd to 4th. There's that advantage. There's that race lead out front for Bailey Dutton. Bailey may be able to start saving a little bit of fuel here. Again, we are right on the cusp of being able to make it to the end with 1 more green flag pit stop. These drivers came to pit road back on lap number 29. Handful of laps under caution are going to gain them a lap or 2 of fuel. They still have to save a lap or 2 over the course of these last runs, these last 2 stints. See which one of the drivers manages the fuel the best. We'll see who takes tires, who does a any type of strategy here. And the closing stages of tonight's tricky 225, and it looked like one driver almost into that outside wall. That's going to be, I believe that's the 22. Yes, indeed, the 22 applying hits going to give up a handful of positions here. So Gann able to clear Clement. Todd Gray able to work his way by Clement, but they have not been able to really reel in Bailey Dutton, who's out front looking for his first win of the season. Dutton came into tonight's race sitting fourth in the overall championship standings, 19 points out of that top spot. And with the race win here tonight, and only 4 more weeks remaining, that might cement Dutton's opportunity to run for a championship. And here it is. Now they are running him down. We're going to take a look here as Justin Gann beginning to reel in your race leader. Coming out of turn number 3. There you can see race leader Bailey Dutton putting the 5 of Gary May down one lap. The Bucky's number 30. You can see him. He is trying to get there. He is trying to work it over. Will he be able to get the job done? Is the question. Time running out. 31 laps remaining. Still enough time. What was almost a 3-second lead, now down to just 2-second advantage. As Gann gonna work his way by the lap traffic and into turn number 2. Justin Gann also opening up a 1-second advantage now on Todd Gray, who's falling back into the clutches of Darren Clement. Clement being caught from behind by Rominger, Cochran, Mitchell, Fredericks, all right here. So again, knocking on the door of that pit window, the number 11 Toyota Tundra of Casey Duncan. The Serve Pro machine will bring it to pit road. I think that's a little too early to be coming to pit road. I think they've got at least another 5 laps in the fuel tank before truly needing to hit pit road. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if the pit road police pop anybody late in the going here. We've seen the pit road police wreak havoc on the running order last week at Iowa, and there it is, pulling the trigger from inside of the top 5, Todd Gray. Gonna bring the 21 truck down pit road. Harrison Mitchell gonna be the next driver to visit pit lane. 2 inside of your top 5 head to pit road here on lap number 47. Dutton able to breathe just a little bit as Justin Gann continue to try to close in. Gap now down to 1.8. So as the green flag pit cycle unfolds, let's jump around the track a little bit. What do you say? Let's go back here around that top 10 position. There you can see Nate Orlovsky sitting in 9th. Hunter Collier behind the wheel of the 38 Peak Racing. Chevy Silverado sitting in 10th. Lee Campbell looking to get his Tundra a little further through the running order. Rominger, Fredericks to pit road. Orlovsky, John McMillan Sr. to pit road. Here comes the 25 of Willie Nelson. Nelson gonna come to pit road. He's gonna wait to get on the road again. No, just kidding. just playing. Trying to negate the short pit, the undercut. Romiger, Fredericks, Orlowski, McMillan Sr., Stephen Ayers Jr., Brian Hitz looking to work their way back onto the surface. But it's going to be to no avail. Todd Cray will leapfrog them in the running order. Bailey Dutton, Justin Gann, bolt to pit road. Jerry Cochran going to elect to stay out in his Grayson Jade photography. 72, Silverado lead a lap or two here. He's going to become our 8th different race leader tonight from Pocono. So a lot going on, a lot changing hands throughout the course of tonight's race. I believe that's going to be the 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. Yes, it is. Stephen Ayers Jr. going to fall off of the lead lap after his pit stop. Gann, Dutton, Hayes, Lee Campbell, Clement, Collier, Lipster, all to pit road. Todd Cray looking to rejoin the track and possibly gain some positions here. He's quickly closing in on the back end of that 30 machine. He's going to be at a disadvantage on the tire side of things. Bailey Dutton looks like he may regain the race lead and able to stay out a lap or two further than Todd Cray and keep that race lead. Dutton just needs to have a clean turn 2 and turn 3 back across the stripe, and he will regain that top spot once again into the pit box for Jerry Cochran. Service on the right side already done. Driver's side done. Down away off of pit road quickly, but here comes Dutton. Unable to keep himself out front, Bailey Dutton will grab the top spot. Will grab the top spot back away. Justin Gann going to move back into second. Todd Cray now in third. Gap 2 seconds between Dutton and Gann. Harrison Mitchell and Mike Rominger still knotted up with each other, still within striking distance. 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack. Dalton Fredericks right there in front of Mitchell. Rominger running in 6th. Darren Clement just out of the picture, sitting in 7th. And again, here we go. They came to pit road, a lap 48. Most of these drivers are going to be able to make it to lap 48. It's about 7 to 8 laps short. What do? Do you risk it here? Do you take tires? Do you take fuel only? When do you come to pit road? Tell you what, front of the field, things stretching themselves out. Fastest lap of the race going to be turned in this last time by race leader Bailey Dutton, going to run a 54.10. That is the fastest time in race trim we've seen here tonight. So the track is getting faster. There is still a lot of speed, but as Dutton gives us 24 to go. 2 seconds in front of Justin Gann. Another 2 seconds in front of Todd Cray. If you're the 21, the 20, the 9, the 58, the 72, you gotta do something different. You can't get on the strategy of the race leader and expect something to change. You're gonna have to do something drastic. You're gonna have to change the strategy. If I'm on the pit box of that 3 machine, of the 21 running in third, we apologize. I'm on the horn right now talking to my driver, Todd Cray. Hey man, look, this is what we've got. We're this short. We can stay out here for another 3 laps and bring you to pit road. Give you right sides and 1 tank of fuel. That's gonna get you to the end. Do you think you can keep it underneath you? At this point, you're almost 6 seconds back, right? You're not going to be able to save the 7 laps of fuel. It's just not happening. I don't care how good of a fuel saver you are, you're not saving. What is that going to be? 2.5 mile track, 7 laps. That's going to be what, close to 21 miles of fuel you got to save? Just don't think you can do it. So when do you cut your losses and just bring it to pit road? I'd want my driver to pit road as quickly as I could get him there. Give him as long of an opportunity to regain those spots. See how it goes. Late race caution will throw all of that into the blender and spit it on out. So we'll have to see how we continue to go here tonight. Let's go around the track. We've got some battles out there. Let's go right here once again. Casey Duncan, Nate Orlowski. There's Hunter Collier. They're going at it 11, 12, 13th on the racetrack. Still positions up for grabs inside of the top 5. Mike Rominger has Jerry Cochran and Harrison Mitchell right behind him. Darren Clement starting to reel in the Peak Racing 58 machine of Mitchell. So we do have a handful of positions highly contested here, with just 21 laps remaining. What do you do? What do you do? I want my driver on pit road. I'm calling him right now. I need you on pit road this lap, no later than next lap. If you can't get to me this time, I want you next time. Looking to make a move and make the pass and pick up the position is Darren Clement. He's going to move from 8th to 7th now. How about the run, though, of this 72? Making a pass on Mike Rominger. Jerry Cochran going to pick up the 5th position now. Biggest mover of the night. Up 22 positions from where he qualified. So from outside of your top 25 to now inside of your top 5. What a run tonight for the great Grayson Jade Photography 72 Silverado of Jerry Cochran. Redricks picking up a position on Todd Craig. Could the veteran be attempting the almost unforeseeable gamble of stretching the fuel? I don't see how he's going to save that much. I mean, I've been wrong a time or two. I'm not scared to admit it. I don't see how I'm going to be wrong on this one. But we'll see if Todd Craig can't prove me wrong. Again, just opens up that inside lane. More concerned with keeping a constant pace. Keeping some life on the tires. Not using as much fuel. Todd Craig going to drop yet another spot as Jerry Cochran going to move to 4th. Just under 50 miles of racing action remaining here tonight from Pocono Raceway. You're watching the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, brought to you by Ayers High Racing Paints and backed by Swift. Keep in mind, we've got some great Cup action coming at you tomorrow night with the Swift Motorsports Ayers High Racing Paints Cup Series right here once again from the Tricky Triangle. A doubleheader week for the Swift Motorsports drivers. So we'll see which one of them pick up some tidbits that they're going to be able to implement in tomorrow night's race right here from Pocono Raceway. But we've got to finish this one first. Bailey Dutton now to a 1.7-second advantage over Justin Gann. Dalton Fredericks 5+ seconds back from there, beginning to heat up his rear deck lid is Jerry Cochran. Todd Craig going to give up yet another position and let Mike Rominger by. And is Todd Craig doing what we think he is doing? If you know racing, you might know what he might be attempting here. I would like to see the throttle mapping on that 21 truck right now. Staying right in the draft, staying tucked in right behind another truck for a lap or two after the switch for positions. So Todd Gray may be looking at saving quite a bit of fuel by utilizing the draft to his advantage. Drivers in the back portion of the running order head down pit road. John Wimbish going to make his final stop. Stephen Ayers Jr., Ben Miller also to pit road. The gamble earlier here tonight does not pan out over the 45 of Miller. He's going to drop deep in the running order outside of your top 20. Still a net gain of 9 positions tonight for Miller, so a solid night for that 45 crew. What looked like it could be a phenomenal finish starts to slip away just a little bit here in the closing stages of the tricky 225. Ben Miller going to now run in 23rd. And there it is, Todd Cray. He's going to pull the trigger and come to pit road. Interesting to see Cray to pit road after what looked like he was saving fuel. Giving up some positions to run to the end. Todd Cray will give up position inside of your top 5. Cray's going to drop all the way back to 13th. Casey Duncan also on pit road. So this is what it's all about. This is where you get your money's worth. How about the run now from Jerry Cochran? We're going to continue to watch this Grayson Jade Photography 72. He is making some headway up through this field. Heavy lap traffic out in front of your lead lap drivers. Darren Clement going to bring his Mobile 1 Busch Light 32 to pit lane this time by Dutton, Gann, Cochran, Fredericks, and Rominger round out your top 5. Serve Pro number 11 of Casey Duncan going to be listed off of the lead lap. Tommy Haynes, your pole sitter here tonight, in the 14th position, now down 1 lap to your race leader Bailey Dutton, who's still got to make one more stop. Justin Gann going to pull the trigger. He's going to bring it to pit road. Here comes Jerry Cochran. Cochran going to pull Rominger with him as well, so your top 2 elect to stay out on track. Here we go. Gotta play devil's advocate now. This is what you almost don't want to give the race leader, right? Almost a 9-second advantage now for Dutton over Fredericks. He can really dial it back. Has got a ton of time that he can give up. Todd Gray, first driver to pit the road, over 48 seconds back. I don't know. Here we go. We're going to find out here how it all pans out for Bailey Dutton. Pit road delta right around 49 seconds. So has Todd Gray been able to make the short pit work. Dalton Fredericks also to pit road. Harrison Mitchell going to stay out on the racetrack. He's going to lay the race lead for the Peak Racing stable of drivers. 14 of Lee Campbell going to stay out on track, as well as Dalton Fredericks, Bailey Dutton, Cody Limpster, and Hunter Collier on the pit road. '46 second stop for Justin Gann, a 51-second stop for Bailey Dutton. Dutton already getting back up to speed. Todd Gray really closing in now. But there's the trouble. There is the trouble. Harrison Mitchell, the 58, is going to come to pit road. Lee Campbell will be the next driver up to claim the top spot. Well, we're going to bring you to the battle for what should be the eventual race lead. Let's go check this guy out right here. Justin Gann. Almost a 2-second advantage now. In his pit box, 11.17 seconds. Bailey Dutton in his pit box, 15.6 seconds. The pit road delta for Gann was at 46.90 to Bailey Dutton's 51.03. So a little over 3 seconds gained on and off pit road for Justin Gann. Translates into a 1.5 second advantage. Could we see Justin Gann be the first driver to pull off back-to-back victories here this season? Less than 10 laps remain when we cross the line next time by. With the short pit, Todd Gray has done away with Dalton Fredericks. About a 1 second advantage for Gray over Fredericks. That's going to be a highly contested battle for the final spot on the podium here tonight from Pocono. But again, the late race caution. We've got close racing action. Let's get to the action, guys. Let's go back here. Let's jump back here. Dalton Fredericks, Mike Rominger, Jared Cochran, Darren Clement, all going at it for position 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th on the racetrack. So as these four drivers battle for positions, Lee Campbell going to come to pit road. That's going to do away with the opportunity for a late race caution to save the day for Lee Campbell. You see drivers snaking, trying to break that draft. Todd Gray trying to keep these drivers at bay. And let's go to the point, because we got a battle. Battle beginning to ensue here for your top spot. Will it be a previous race winner to victory lane or a new race winner here? Behind the wheel of his Toyota Tundra, Bailey Dutton. Looking for victory lane. Gann snaking on the front stretch, trying to keep the opportunity for the draft of Dutton out of the equation, but Bailey gonna just keep it at the high side and say, you know what, go down there, do what you want to do. I'm gonna run my line. And he closed in about a 1/10.5 there down that straightaway. So there's definitely some speed built under the hood of that 26. Big moment for Gann off of one. big moment for Justin Gann. He's going to have to save the back end of that Bucky's number 30. Bit of a slide job through turns 3. Again, back across the nose here, Justin Gann. And things getting, whoa, back across the nose once again. Less than 21 miles of racing remaining here tonight for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. Right here from in trouble at the front. Gann does not clear, and the slider goes bad. Bailey Dutton and Justin Gann going to come together at the front. Big time advantage erased. How damaged are these drivers at the front? You can see the gap from Dutton to Gann growing, but the distance between Fredericks and Gann decreasing rapidly as well. Todd Gray, Mike Rominger, Dalton Fredericks all going at it. This may be the only thing that saves Bailey Dutton, is these 4 truck drivers battling with each other. Heavy, hard impact out front for Dutton and Gann. Justin Gann trying to hang on, trying to nurse this thing home to a podium finish. Things going awry right now for Todd Gray. From 3rd to 4th, now back to 5th. It ends up in 6th with Jerry Cochran taking the 5th position away from Gray. What will still be a great points day for Todd Gray, leading a handful of laps. And inside of the top 10, that top 5 would be so much better for Todd Gray. However, putting things together and completing a race on the lead lap without a significant incident is a big step in the right direction for Todd Gray and his hopes at getting into the championship 16. Four laps remaining out front for Bailey Dutton. Justin Gann, 4.7 back. 1 second advantage now for Gann over Fredericks. Rominger right here. Jerry Cochran right here as well. And there you can see Justin Gann, Wounded Warrior here. Almost looks like a sitting duck situation for Justin Gann. We're going to keep our eyes on this Bucky's number 30. Three on the tree displayed this time by full race leader Bailey Dutton. Justin Gann way back in the distance trying to salvage a podium position right now. But Dalton Fredericks and Mike Rominger, they are moving. Heading to the rear deck lid of Gann. Will he be able to keep the Wounded Machine in second? We're going to find out. About 5 miles of racing. Popsicle Snake's going to go on display this time by for race leader Bailey Dutton. Just 2 to go here from Pocono. Contact and trouble late in the going, but it didn't keep this man from staying out front behind the wheel of that Assassin's Motorsports number 26 Toyota Tundra. Bailey Dutton back in to turn number 2. He'll come across and into turn number 3. We'll see the white flag fly with just 2.5 miles of racing remaining in tonight's tricky 225. Dutton off of turn number 3. White flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Pocono Raceway. Bailey Dutton out to a sizable advantage. Let's go pick up the battles for second, third, fourth on the racetrack. There you can see Todd Cray battling to keep himself inside of the top 6. Fredericks trying to keep Rominger at bay. Jerry Cochran beginning to close in. Justin Gann doing all he can down the Long Pond straightaway to keep himself in second. Through turns 2, Justin Gann has the opportunity to walk away with second through 3 for the final time tonight, and heading to the checkered flag. Bossman and flag stand going to switch it out for that checkered flag, and there it is. New race winner this season. Bailey Dutton going to take the top spot. Justin Gann will bring the machine home to the second place finish. Dalton Fredericks back in third, rounding out your podium here tonight. But a huge shout out to this driver right here. Was able to stay focused. Was able to reset himself after the lightning delay and do what needs to be done. Bailey Dutton will walk away for the first time this season as your race winner. Justin Gann will come home in second, with Dalton Fredericks walking away with the final spot on the podium here tonight. Big shout out to Tommy Haynes walking away with the Ayers High Racing Pole Award tonight. But as he enjoys his smoke show in a well-deserved post-race celebration, going to give all the fans in the stands a great photo and video opportunity. Job well done behind the wheel of that 26 machine. Bailey Dutton takes your top spot, and we're going to set things up for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's tricky 225. What a race, what a night. We had a little bit of everything. We had carnage, chaos, we had long green flag runs, we even had a lightning delay. But that's not going to keep this man away from walking away with his first race win on the year behind the wheel of that number 26 Toyota Tundra. Bailey, it's Dave. You got a copy, bud?
I got you.
Hey man, a heck of a job out there to keep your focus through the lightning delay, the little storm that passed just outside of the racetrack, forcing you guys off of the track for a little bit of time tonight. How were you able to stay focused, and what did you do in the hauler during that time?
A little bit of strategy. We went over some strategy stuff with knowing the last half or the remaining distance, and ultimately, I think that's what ended up helping us.
Well, man, whatever it was, I think you might be voting for it to happen over the course of these next handful of weeks. You came into tonight's race sitting fourth in the overall point standings. Points leader, not in the field here tonight. I'm not sure if it's going to catapult you all the way to that leaderboard, the top spot, but this race win definitely gonna do some justice when it comes to that top 16 and the outlook on that. We're heading to Lucas Oil next week. Much different, right? We've been short track, big track, back to a short track. You think you got something for him?
I like short tracks. I haven't ran IRP very much, so hopefully my streak of finishing good at short tracks continue, and we come away with another top spot.
Well, man, race win number one. They always say the first one's the hardest one to come by. Do you expect? Is there any races on the calendar remaining? We'll say in the regular season, right? We'll give you a little tougher group of tracks to pick from. Is there any of the remaining regular season races that you may have circled? You can't say Talladega. That's just kind of cheating. That you might be able to walk away with win number two.
Man, I don't know. This field's kind of tough. So the first one's hard, but the second one's harder for me, just because there's so many good people here. So you just got to have some things go your way and hope for the best.
Well, you had things go your way, especially after the lightning delay. Not to take anything away from the race win here tonight. A phenomenal job. Some strategy was played out towards the end of it. You did what needed to be done, both in the car and on top of the pit box. So congratulations to you and your entire crew. Before we let you go, though, and celebrate the night away, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, everybody at Assassin, you for broadcasting, and everyone here at Swift that makes it possible.
Well, short and sweet, and Bailey, you did what needed to be done, walked away with the top spot, race win number one in your back pocket. Now we'll see how you go the rest of the regular season. It's throughout the playoffs run. Until next time, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, there you go. Final few parting words for the man that walks away with the top spot here tonight. An amazing race, an amazing run. Here from Pocono Raceway with the tricky 225 for Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series. What a night, what a run, man. Next week, short track, Lucas Oil, IRP, and then we're gonna head to Talladega. It's great action over the course of these next coming weeks, coming at you right here from Swift Motorsports. So don't forget to mark it on your calendars, or I tell you what, hit that bell. Get that fancy little notification anytime we go live here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. But as you can hear producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Pocono Raceway. Walking away, checkered flag in hand for tonight's tricky 225. Bailey Dutton captures the flag. Justin Gann, looking to repeat the win from last week, comes up just one spot shy. Gann will finish in second. Dalton Fredericks rounds out your top 3 positions with Mike Romiger back in 4th. 5th place belongs to the Grayson Jade Photography. Number 72, machine of Jerry Cochran up 22 positions tonight. Cochran will be your biggest mover. Todd Craig going to finish tonight's race back in 6th with Darren Clements sliding home in 7th. Harrison Mitchell pilots the 58 Peak Racing Machine home to 8th position. Cody Lipstruer back in 9th with Hunter Collier finishing out your top 10. The 56th Tide Machine of John Wimbish will finish in 11th. John McMillan Sr. back in 12th. Casey Duncan 13th. 14th tonight to Lee Campbell. 15th is Nate Orlovsky with Stephen Harris Jr., Tommy Haynes, Brian Hitz, Larry Bowling, and Willie Nelson rounding out your top 20 here tonight. Ben Miller back in 21st. Shane Bliss will park the 97 home in 22nd. Gary May in 23rd. 24th tonight belongs to Gary Wells with Elsie Daly finishing the race in 25th. Salwich, Grim McGregor, Wasserman, and Hunt finish out the 30-car field here tonight from Pocono Raceway. Big shout out to Race Control and admins once again here tonight. Andy Starcher and Don Kidder pulling those dreaded admin duties. A bit of a quiet night for him here after the lightning delay, but nonetheless, big tip of the cap to them. Big tip of the cap to each and every one of our sponsors. So as we begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, if you haven't already, let's make it to 4K. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From myself, Dave in the Cave, and everybody else back at the headquarters, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.